On January 1st, 2019, the wrestling world was changed with the formation of AEW. It was a collaboration between several wrestlers from the Elite and one non-wrestler, Tony Khan. At the time, many people saw Tony Khan as little more than a money mark that the Elite used to bankroll their own wrestling company. As time went on, and the character of Tony Khan became more well-known, that idea proved far from accurate. Tony Khan was deep into the early internet culture, frequenting message boards and IRCs, his name appearing multiple times when you find posts about people reminiscing about this era. He is known as a walking encyclopedia of wrestling history, often drawing and referencing that in his booking decisions. For some, AEW is off-putting. They may just want two big guys to beat the shit out of each other, not people crying while doing flippy shit and highly technical wrestling. But Tony Khan isn't making a wrestling show for everyone, he's making one he wants to watch. If someone isn't getting it, he doesn't care about it. As he tweeted, "I book wrestling for the Sickos because that's what I am, and that's who I care about." The plot of Koizumi-san Daisuki Ramen is in the title. It's an anime about a girl named Kazumi who loves ramen. But saying she loves ramen is an understatement. She is completely obsessed. A ramen otaku, as one could put it. Throughout the anime, the only time she knows genuine happiness is when she is eating ramen. Everything she does revolves around ramen, from constantly reading about ramen to traveling the world to get different types of ramen. Koizumi has only one goal, and one goal only, to eat ramen. Yu, on the other hand, is obsessed with Koizumi, not ramen. Since Yu lacks any real interest in ramen itself, Koizumi repeatedly rejects her attempts at friendship. Koizumi can sense that Yu's fascination isn't rooted in a genuine love for ramen. Koizumi does, however, make friends of Yu's two friends, Jun and Misa. Neither of them initially care about ramen, but both approach it with sincerity and openness. Jun, who initially disgusts Kazumi by claiming she doesn't like ramen, earns her respect after explaining that her issue isn't ramen itself, but rather her glasses fogging up from eating it. Through this exchange, Jun develops a genuine appreciation for ramen. Likewise, Koizumi respects Misa after she pushes herself to eat an extremely spicy bowl, earning her respect. For Yu, acceptance takes the entire series. To put it simply, Koizumi is gatekeeping. Koizumi allows people access to the deeper parts of ramen culture only if she believes that they truly care about ramen. Those who approach ramen with ulterior motives or who might bring toxicity into the space are kept out. That is how gatekeeping works. If someone lacks genuine interest, they'll likely not be able to go deeper, and they'll likely leave on their own. While gatekeeping is a great tool to keep a community healthy, you still need to be able to open it for a community to grow. Ramen Daisuki Koizumi-san explores that balance between protecting a genuine passion and knowing when to open the gate. Now, is that all there is to a show about a girl that loves ramen? Surprisingly, no. In the first episode, post-opening scene, it opens with the line, "In the literary history terms, we would classify this work in the zuhitsu genre." On the surface, this is just background dialogue meant to emphasize Koizumi's single-minded focus on ramen. But that line might actually be the thesis statement for the entire anime. A zuhitsu may consist of a series of loosely connected essays and anecdotes, as well as disconnected sentences, fragments, ideas, word pictures, poems, lists, and snatches of conversations. At first glance, that description doesn't seem to fit an anime. When you look closely at Koizumi-san, that's exactly what it is. Loosely connected essays and anecdotes about ramen. Interlaced disconnected scenes, bits of poetry, and snatches of casual conversations. By that definition, Koizumi-san functions as a zuhitsu rendered in animated form. Looking at zuhitsus historically, they often dealt with Buddhist thought or the lies of the high court. But really, there is no rule for subject matter. There is no rule or reason it can't be centered on something as simple as ramen. In fact, there are several contemporary untranslated zuhitsu such as zo ramen and ramen to miso, which treat ramen as more than food, as lifestyle, memory, reflection, and even meditation. The term zuhitsu translates as following the brush, aligning it closely with more a stream of consciousness approach of writing. In Sei Shongan Zuhitsu classic, The Pillow, she captures the spirit of the genre perfectly. "I never intended this book to be seen by others, so I've written whatever came to my mind, without worrying about whether people would find it strange or unpleasant." That philosophy aligns with Koizumi-san rather well. It isn't trying to build some grand narrative so much as to capture the fleeting moments of just enjoying some ramen, sometimes with friends, sometimes with strangers, and sometimes by yourself. Like Tony Khan with his encyclopedic knowledge of wrestling, Koizumi-san possesses an encyclopedic knowledge of ramen. In both cases, what they consume ironically consumes them. They live lives devoted to a single pursuit, becoming subject matter experts in an intensely specific niche. They care about that one thing above all else and refuse to let anyone stand in their way. Koizumi literally fainting in her pursuit of ramen, and it's easy to imagine Tony Khan would still be running a show even if not a single ticket were sold and he was the only person in the audience. Their obsession makes them sickos, people who crave depth where others are satisfied with the surface. They aren't interested in some broad appeal, they want the deeper essence of their chosen subject. For the modern Western anime fan, Koizumi-san is not what they are into anime for. It's long essays about ramen, near non-existent plot, and largely stagnant characters would filter out the normal casual anime fan. It's an anime that only those drawn into anime's more niche underlying pleasures can appreciate. It's like a complex bowl of ramen that assaults your taste on several different layers, questioning if another bowl is even another question. It's an anime that only those that have an obsession to watch more, to see the depths and challenge their taste can enjoy. Ramen Daisuki Koizumi-san is an anime for the sickos.